Mabuhay mula sa Manila at nagpapatuloy ang 2017 SEABA Championship pakin sa inyo ng TV5. Pansamantala munang itabi ang pagod sa trabaho mula sa maghapon at sabay-sabay tayo sumigaw ng Laban Pilipinas Puso. As you take a look, of course, the starting lineups on the floor para sa Vietnam. And ito naman ang ating Cobra starting lineup. Mag-Cobra Energy Drink para sa matinding laban.
Rosario will give the honors of the jump.
And the first quarter brought to you by Cobra Energy Drink. May laban ka. This is a different unit, Dr. G, that we're starting with as Gilas Pilipinas wins the opening tip.
Yeah, except for Fajardo. We're starting off with Romeo instead of Castro. And Abueva usually coming off the bench. We see the Vietnamese team in a zone defense. There are only 9 players. So obviously, they want to conserve their fouls also. No?
Abueva floats it up, tries to bank it in. Wala, and rebound para sa Thailand. Rio Hanmin setting the table. Laying off 2. Gives it to Drew Lin, who fires away. Muntik pa punto sa ilalim. Good block inside by Calvin Abueva. At ito si Terence Romeo nagtatawid. Laser pass, extra pass. Troy Rosario for 2 points.
Yan ang gusto mo rin kay Fajardo, kay Junmar. Kaya naman niya itira yun. Lapit na. He usually is very deadly. But you see somebody underneath the basket and it was an easy finish. Hook shot there. Like a semi-hook that he didn't jump, no? Because he was looking at the 6'10" guy defending against him.
Bibiro yun for a 6'5" center tulad ni Nguyen Van Hong to try and overcome that. Sundot. 3 of the handmen securing possession para dito sa Vietnam.
You have to be careful with those kind of passes. Those turnovers could really hurt the team. And again, good defense there by Junmar, but look at the help defense coming from the weak side galing sa ating mga ibang manlalaro. No? Good push-up of the ball there. Open shot for Matthew Wright.
And 3-point shot brought to you by PLDT Home Fiber. Or just a long 2, rather.
Yeah, he's stepping on the line. Very clear signal there by the referee from Macau. Not from Macau, from Chinese Taipei.
Just a long 2 para kay Matthew Wright. At the score 4-0. 8 minutes remaining dito sa ating unang yugto. Trio driving left, going center, floats it up. Wala. Fajardo Sundot. But Vietnam comes away with it.
We have a couple of players trying to streak down the floor for a possible fast break. Pero you have to secure the ball before you run.
2 seconds left to shoot para sa Vietnam. Trio fires away from downtown. That's a 3-point shot brought to you by PLDT Home Fiber. Upgrade to home's most powerful broadband.
He's the second best scorer for this team. To Drew, averaging almost 11 points a ball game.
Romeo babawi. No friendly bounce. Fajardo tries to tap it to Troy Rosario. And there's a foul underneath.
Tignan natin kung kanino sinabi. 2. Talagang yung starting 5 lineups nila ang talagang leading scorers nila. 13, then 11, 9, 8, and 7.3. Ang mga so far statistics nila dito sa ating torneo na ito.
Fajardo tries to drop it inside to Calvin. Right to save. Pero pupunta sa Vietnam. Nguyen Van Hong gets to the Trio. Forward pass. Pull-up jumper is banked in. And Trian Dinh will score para sa Vietnam.
Well, one thing they can say, lumamang sila. They're up now 5-4. I say.
Abueva. Bibigay kay Rosario, top of the key. Swings it over to Matthew Wright. Vietnam still sitting on their zone defense. Terence, sasaksak. Kick out Matthew Wright. Wala sa labas. That's good!
This one is a 3-point shot, partner.
And a 3-point shot brought to you by PLDT Home Fiber. Upgrade the home's most powerful broadband.
5 puntos na dito para kay Matthew Wright, but a good penetration there. First done by Romeo before the kick out.
Let's see if Vietnam has is going to rethink their defensive strategy after makabuta sa labas ni Matthew Wright. Ito si Abueva, nagtatawid, aatake, gets the finish and the foul. And that fast break brought to you by Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan.
Ayan ang gustong-gusto ni Calvin, open court basketball. Kasi laki lang niya yung kalaban niya, and he'll bang against you, use that contact, and then still make the shot, hoping to be able to finish off a three-point play. Yung team na pag alam mo, siyam lang sila, and maybe the only, the guys that can really play there are about 6 or 7. Talagang gusto mo i-speed up yung ball game. Ayaw mong mabagal na klaseng laro, which is what Vietnam is trying to do. They're trying to slow down the tempo.
Although I think Dr. J, nasaktan si Calvin ng huling play. He's asking to be subbed out.
Baka natamaan yung kanyang daliri o whatever. Pinalitan siya ng baliksik.
Calvin Abreva, I think maybe we'll go back to the locker room or we'll check on Calvin Abreva's status. He's just a bit papalitan siya ni Alain Maliksi. You know, Dr. J, prior to this game, si Alain Maliksi, actually, sila lang ni Blatch yung galing doon sa starting lineup that's averaging in double figures. The rest, from the bench, Calvin Abueva with 15.5, Laksa Tagalal with 11.3, and Matthew Wright with 11 points per game.
It just shows the depth of the team and the camaraderie, the chemistry and the teamwork. It's so important in international basketball. You have depth, but you still don't force the situation all by yourself.
That is Romeo doing a good job on trio handmen, unable to convert on the pull-up jumper. Si Terence sa atake ngayon, floats it up, no. Rosario taps it out. Labanan para sa loose ball at pupunta sa Vietnam out of possession.
Good call. Everybody, scrambling to pick up that loose ball. Those are important possessions for any team.
Dr. J, para sa Vietnam, you know that you're going up against a very big, talented, and experienced team tulad ng Gilas Pilipinas. Kaya dapat sa effort department, they have to step it up.
Yeah, obviously. Look at the way we push up that ball. Ang bilis, tsaka maganda yung pasahan, ang bilis.
Right? Maliksi, libre, patay! And Alain Maliksi knocking down a three-point shot brought to you by PLDT Home Fiber. Upgrade to home's most powerful broadband.
Nakakadalawang three-point shot na tayo dito sa larong ito. 4:48 left dito sa ating first quarter of play, and we have an 8-point lead. Napako sa 5 points dito ang Vietnam.
Nguyen trying to work kontra kay Jumar Fajardo. Hook shot. Offline that time. Maliksi naka-rebound. Will push. Rosario will go all the way with a cross break brought to you by Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. And Vietnam calling for a timeout. They are down by double digits, 15-5. Timeout brought to you by Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Back inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum at nagpasabog ng 11. Back inside the Smart Araneta Coliseum, and it is already a 13-0 run para sa Gilas Pilipinas. Alain Maliksi converting on the fast break layup. Chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, there was an interception.
And this free throw from Alain Maliksi brought to you by Smart.
Nahihirapan dito ang Vietnam dahil yung kanilang top scorer na si Nguyen hindi maka-score kay Fajardo. He has to show some depth in shooting in the outside, because if he's going to try to bring it to Juma, he's always going to be hampered. That is a nice move there, however. Pinipa niya ngayon because he kept on going to the middle and Fajardo just kept on blocking him or disturbing his shot.
Matthew Wright mula sa labas. That's good again.
Ito, he has 8 points already in the ball game.
Matthew Wright coming into this game with his guns cleaned. That three-pointer is short. Ito na naman ang Gilas Pilipinas. Romeo. Aatake. Will pass out. Alain Maliksi mula sa sulok. And Rebounded by Nguyen Tan.
They don't really push it up because they know the transition defense ng Gilas is always very quick. There was a pass that they missed there. And that's a nice move there. Medyo konting gulang na itulak na yung kanyang defender before getting the open shot.
And Vietnam responding with back-to-back hits in the paint. Matthew Wright feeling splashy, wala, at rebound ulit para kay Nguyen Tan.
Even though tatlo na ang ating three-point shot dito, no choice ang Vietnam. They can't get off their zone. Because if they do, we're gonna go to Fardo and they have no way to stop it. And they'll probably get to foul him and they may not have enough players at the end of the game.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to see Almasan at saka si Japet Aguilar, who was a big factor for the Philippines last night. It was spectacular with that breakaway.
Perfect shooting from the field with Japet Aguilar, 10 of 10 field goals.
Nagmintis lang yata ng isang free throw. I'm not sure, but he was also doing very well. And a couple of dunks. But the one that I like most was the no-look behind the back pass that binigay sa kanya ni Vlad.
Oh, yeah.
Which he ducked.
Couple of the subs now on the floor. Jason Castro, Almazan, and Aguilar.
Fresh legs.
Pull-up jumper for Vietnam, rebounded by Japet Aguilar. Ito na ulit ang Gilas Pilipinas in attack mode. Maliksi trying to drive, bothered by the defense. Romeo recovers. Alain, susubok ulit, and there's a foul given up.
Apat na team foul niya ng Vietnam. One more, they will get into the penalty situation. But only 2 minutes and 14 seconds left. Very fast-paced ang laro dito ng Gilas.
Romeo from the left wing. Bibigay kay Maliksi. Wide open. Couldn't make them pay though. Almazan secures another possession. Castro drives. Vicious.
Traveling. Only one traveling, they would have been caught with a 3-second violation. Too much passing.
There is such a thing as being too unselfish, Dr.
Yeah, you made the entry already, pinasahan ka. You almost have a 8-footer, you should take that.
Minsan, Dr. J, pag nandiyan ka sa ganyan sitwasyon with equally talented players, baka minsan nahihiya ka pa when your shot is there.
Obviously, Almasan joining this team, there's another bad turnover and Romeo's going to have a freebie here. Dalawang turnovers very clear in the first quarter ng Vietnam resulted in layups for Gilas Filipinas.
At yung points off turnovers, malaking problema ng Vietnam sa tournament na ito. They were outscored 24-21 against Malaysia. As when Van Hong takes on Raymond Almazan in the paint at may foul na ipinito.
Well, he's made a lot of adjustments. No longer is he going to the middle. He's making that pirouette move through the baseline. Helping, getting that step against, obviously sa scouting, siguro nakikita yung ginagawa niya. So, iniiba niya ng konti. And we have a new player, Dan Tai Hong, coming into the ballgame. Averaging 6 points and about 5 rebounds per match so far for Vietnam in this tournament. But yung best player nila on the line.
Nguyen Van Hong at the line. This free throw brought to you by Smart.
He's got 4 points in the ball game right now. They have a total of 11. We're up by 12. Gio Halalon. Medyo mali yata ang pasa.
Just over a minute left to play sa ating unang yugto. They try to attack from the corner. Pump fake. Layup is good.
And one. And one here for Nguyen. Another Nguyen.
Let's take a look at this play. Trying to bully his way in the paint. Gets Aguilar to bite on the fake.
Tama yan. Because yung mga katawan nila at saka ni Almasan, although both are good shot blockers, it's not a Fajardo or a Blood wherein you cannot power against them. You can't bang against their bodies because you're not going to move them. Balik dito sila sa 2-3 zone nila. They'll not get out of this no matter what the Philippines does.
At yung Gilas Pilipinas, kinounter naman yung 2-3 zone na yun with short passing, Doc.
Yeah, and then you have the high cut and cut from the weak side. You move the ball quickly. And then sometimes when you move it, you find the gaps and you penetrate, you attack. Those are the ways. We have a lot of ways to break the zone. Every coach has his own what you would say, kanyang kursonada kung paano. Almasan has not been the same player ever since he got injured last conference. But still, he's been a big help. And he's a nice guy to have because he does provide defense and rebounding.
Alalon driving baseline, dishing. Try to find Almazan. No, sends it Castro. Bang!
Nakaka-apat na 3-point shot na tayo dito. Dalawa yata kay Matthew. And then, good look at that pressure defense. Oh, they got to get the pass in there.
Reverse layup is good though, para sa Vietnam. And Dang Tai Hong will score.
Maganda yung trapping na yun, but we had nobody protecting the basket at the end of the day. That's going to be a foul. And they are in penalty. That's 2 free throws.
Substitution for Vietnam.
If anything, if you've watched your past games against Vietnam, they can be a physical defensive team if they want to.
It's a pity that they miss. Every team has supposed to have a 12-man lineup, but they only have 9. Obviously, 3 guys could have helped them in the sense now whether they can score or not. Obviously, they can play, and that would give them the opportunity to rest some of their key players. So 9, medyo mahirap yun. Unang-una, kalaban mo pa. Almost the strongest team in the league.
Yeah. Possible last shot time para sa Vietnam unless they take a hurried shot. Almost a steal. Tip and completed now. Halalon checking the clock. Unfortunately, just runs out of time. Pero ang Gilas Pilipinas namamayagpag. After the first 10 minutes of action, they are up 28-16, exploding right out of the gates to lead Vietnam. More basketball on the other side of this break. Second quarter action brought to you by Cobra Energy Drink. May laban ka. And it is a 28-16 lead para sa Gilas Pilipinas as we begin the second quarter. Ball in possession of Vietnam, and still a lot of problems that they have to solve. Asalalo takes it away. Castro goes all the way. Fast break brought to you by Chucks to Go. Ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan.
Mahirap kalaban itong dalawa sa backcourt natin, parang kiti-kiti ito. Pag nasuntutak na nito, talagang karera na yung pababa doon sa basket.
Van Hong kontra kay Almazan. Poposte. Papasa sa labas.
That's a nice move.
Taking it strong to the paint. Mintis nga lang at si Pogoy nakakuha ng rebound.
Good no call by the referee. Full body contact, but a miscue there.
Very youthful line up on the floor with Castro and Aguilar, the Gilas veterans now.
Then you talk about Pogoy, Gio Halalo, and Masan.
Vietnam, concerted effort, Dr. J, na sumalaksak, get high percentage looks. They're also doing double time on defense. But not in my house, says Japet Aguilar.
See, these 2 guys that we have are very athletic. We are talking about Masan and Aguilar. And they can block shots if it's coming from afar. And we have a 4-man substitution dito para sa Vietnam.
How is the air up there, Japet Aguilar? Because we can't fly like you. And
I wouldn't know because I'm not 6'9". If I was 6'9", I may
an
tell
answer. Pero nakita natin the stats of Japet really upping his total against Thailand, and we needed that to finally break the game open.
Bagay talaga rin si Japet sa international dahil may outside shooting lang si Japet. When he goes up and down, he can also stretch defensive teams.
32-16, advantage para sa Gilas Pilipinas. And for more,
ito yung pinakamalaki nating lamang.
yeah, that's the biggest lead of the game. And for more on Japet Aguilar, here's Sel Guevara.
Japet Aguilar, after an outstanding performance last night, wants to reset his mind for this game para hindi maging overconfident. He's taking it one game at a time para mas malaki ang kanyang iambag every game. Japet knows this is a long journey, FIBA Asia, World Cup, and Olympics, kaya dapat mamuhunan ngayong ganitong kaaga pa lang. Balik sa inyo.
At yan nga yung binati ni Coach Chot about Japet Aguilar, of course, his maturity as part of the national team as Raymond Almazan gets the bucket plus the foul. Great passing mula sa Gilas, Pilipinas.
But this time, tiniming ni Almazan ang pasok na it's not just the 3-second area. Pagdating ng pasa kahit Pukoy doon siya pumasok.
Substitution for the Philippines.
Calvin Abueva, who exited the game after colliding with a Vietnamese defender,
Okay
is
na
now
siya.
back on the floor.
Yeah, he's as tough as anything. Ang kaso, he only played a couple of minutes during this ball game. So, siguradong pinahihinga yan para bukas. And they didn't even start with him today.
Raymond Almazan's free throw brought to you by Smart.
Happy si Almazan to have contributed, and he acknowledges the assist pass given him by Roger Pogoy.
Almazan stretches out his defense. Trio, pinapantayan ni Halalo. Tries to drive, no, dishes out.
Very off the mark, you could see.
And could not score that time. Ito na ulit si Abueva. Gusto i-announce ang kanyang pagbabalik. Halalon, passes, Pogoy, inside Almazan, outside Abueva. Halalon baseline, spins, shoots. Could not score though.
Last touch. Ito yung referee na inabot ko kahapon from from Macau. Tinatanong pa kung nakapunta ako Macau. Then, miraculous shot.
Nice move.
Parang
Erling
ikaw yun,
Oktu will score. Erling Oktu rather. Naku, malayo pa ako sa Dr. J. As Halalon recovers.
Dinadak ni Almazan pero pumasok pa rin.
Gets a lucky bounce from the slam.
7 na siya dito.
41-24 advantage para sa Gilas, Pilipinas. Earlier, we had our biggest lead, 39-19. Baseline jumper is good. And Lefok Fang will score.
I think they need 3 or 4 more players. You know? Tapos a little bit height. Kulang lang talaga sila sa malaking player.
Only 3 players above 6'2",
Yeah.
Dr. J. Abueva mula sa sulok. Bang! 3-point shot brought to you by PLDT Home Fiber. Upgrade to home's most powerful broadband.
Nakalimang 3-point shot na tayo dito.
Gilas Pilipinas shooting well in the first half.
Well, they zoned. So that we know how to break it. Oh, that was traveling. Yes. A little bit late on the call, but I was traveling.
Substitutions.
And Almazan will go to the bench. Productive outing for Raymond here in the first half. As Troy Rosario re-enters the fray para di sa Gilas Pilipinas. If anything, Dr. J, para sa Gilas Pilipinas, when we go into the tougher competitions, you want the chemistry to develop and you want, of course, the identity of the team and the roles to be more defined.
Yeah, obviously, isa na yun. Yung pangalawa, hindi rin ganito ang kalaban natin. They would say, that's traveling.
Showtime, but not quite.
Hindi niya na-dribble eh.
TV time.
And timeout whistled on the floor. Pilipinas up 44-26. Timeout brought to you by Just to Go. And nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Our national team up 44-26. Under 5 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Another steal here by Halalo. Look how fast he is. Uy, that's traveling. Hindi nakaangat kagad si Calvin. That's how quick Gio is in anticipating passes as well as giving it to his teammate. Hindi lang na-anticipate ni Calvin na BBA pa niya.
Yung pag-jamit dito kay Gio Halal and Dr. J reminds me of how Russell Westbrook was used in the Olympic team in 2012 in London. Pagpasok, non-stop pressure on the ball as Martin Van Hook spins, shoots, and scores. Pero yun, going back to Gio Halal, and that's his role, to wreak havoc defensively. Make some plays, but primarily play pressure defense.
I also give some Sia games when he was still unknown. And he was a big factor there. Maybe about a year and a half back. That's a good shot. Those are the kind of shots that they like. And that's a good steal, pero wala silang numbers. Pinilit niya.
Nando getting the lucky bounce, right place, right time, but Troy Rosario says enough. Halalan forward pass, Abueva crosses over, a layup, almost, but will shoot 2 free throws. Gilas Pilipinas looking to extend their lead. They're up 44-28, but we have more stories from courtside with Sel Guevara.
According to former player and now Gilas assistant Jimmy Alapag, there's a big difference between being a favorite and underdog before to being an overwhelming favorite now. Nung underdog sila, they were too mindful of their opponents, but now given how well the Philippines is doing right now, mas nakaka-focus sila at the task at hand. James?
Definitely focus has to be the name of the game in a tournament like this. As this free throw from Calvin Abueva is brought to you by Smart.
Siyempre sa Asian, we have to look at Iran and China. Powerhouses. So parati kang underdogs dun. But I was fortunate to see them beat Iran 2 years back. On my birthday pa yun.
Uy! It's Dr. J, hihirap pa yung daan natin dahil ngayong Australia. Tsaka
Yeah, now it becomes tougher.
Yeah.
And they are big and they are also just game for them. Because some Filipino coaches with American guy that understands when to play for you.
Wow. You're always doing homework, Dr. J. I'm impressed.
No, I go to the gym and then I can go anywhere and I have friends there. If I can watch some games, I do.
Defense to offense for Gilas Pilipinas. Blocked by Japeth Aguilar. Assist by Terence Romeo. Basket by the base.
That's a long one. Sabi ni Calvin, bola.
Terence kick out. Rosario extra pass. Pogoy open. Just couldn't make them pay.
Those are the kind of shots that probably get tomorrow that we have to make against Indonesia. Remember, Indonesia is undefeated. That's a good block pero may kasamang foul na tinawag dito kay Roger Pogoy. So 2 free throws coming up dito.
Gilas Pilipinas ayaw na mag-scorean inside the paint. Pogoy surrenders the foul that time. And a driving Horace Swim.
Sa klase ng ginagalaw natin, I don't think Andre is going to play in this ball game tonight. And maybe Castro, very limited minutes. Okay naman na nilalaro ni Gio Halal. And of course, Terence, hindi pa nga nag-uumpisa yun. Hindi pa umiinit yun. Unselfish pa nga yun. Pasa ng pasa yun.
When Yun Hai, although his nickname is Horace.
Ganun ba?
As those free throws to go, it's 47-29. Wala nang 3 minuto natitira sa second quarter.
Our biggest lead in this ball game was 20. It is 18 now. It was 12 at the end of the first quarter. It's another foul there. First personal foul. Third team foul now caught against Vietnam. 2 minutes and 19 seconds left. Magandang scoring. Kung ako mananonood sa TV,
Of course, the hard work, our Sports 5 production.
Maski na sa NBA, minsan hindi ko nakikita yun. I wish I could tell them to look at some of our graphics.
Oh, yeah. Rosario, offensive rebound. Matthew Wright, three-pointer. Won't fall. Rosario right there. Insurance policy.
Like a pogo kid. He can jump.
2 minutes.
It's nice to be 6'7".
And then with that ability to jump. Nakita mo kanina nung nag-jump na jump.
Troy yung pinatalon.
Ang layo eh. He was up there in the air and they were not even close. It was easy top for him.
Isa pa rin pinaka-paborito kong Troy Rosario's story, yung parte siya ng Gilas Cadets and of course practicing with the senior national team. At natulog siya dun sa isang kwarto sa Meralco just to, so that he would not be late for the seniors practice. As Matthew Wright secures another possession para sa Gilas. Rosario underneath, looking for a friend, gets Romeo. Romeo dancing with his defender. Pulls up, one-hander short.
He was fouled there too. Medyo natamaan siya sa kamay. But that's part of the game. They don't call, you just play.
Para sa Gilas, there are shots na usually na may make na ng Dr. J that we're not swishing now. Van Hong, poposte kay Junmar. Pasa sa labas.
He has had no success against Junmar. He doesn't know how to get around him.
Isang basket nga lang yung na-score nung isang malaki nila kay Junmar Fajardo kanina. As Romeo pulls up.
And a good push there by Nguyen against Fajardo.
Hesitated on the first try. Almost got that one to drop. Ito na naman ang Gilas. Right. Abueva. Back to Matthew doing the right thing and laying it up and in.
That was very close to be a bad foul. Kung nagkaroon ng contact yun, pwede masaktan si Matthew doon because he cut into the lane when Matthew was up into the air. Kaya masama ang tingin sa kanya ni Wright.
Van Hong, sasalaksa kontra kay Junmar.
Wala kasing
Running hook.
walang pihit sa kaliwa ito si Nguyen. Kaya nga hindi siya makalusot kay Junmar.
Right. Thought about a three. But wants to set things up. 10 segundo natin tira sa shot clock. Bola na kay Romeo. Mano-imano kontra sa defender. Uses the Fajardo screen. Underneath. Troy Rosario on the reverse.
It's a 24-point lead. Last shot time for Vietnam, but they have to push it. They only have 4 seconds left. Oh, and that's going to be backing.
Oh, no whistle there. No call.
That's very clear. That's backing. He was already in the fourth quarter. He threw it back. Wala na rin oras.
And the half. Gilas Pilipinas. Hawak ang isang 53-29 lead kontra sa Vietnam. We'll be back to break down the story of the stats. Kaya tutok lang dito sa TV5. Matthew Wright leading the scoring charge para sa Gilas Pilipinas at ang ating third quarter brought to you by Cobra Energy Drink. May laban ka! We start after third with R.R. Pogoy, Chapit Aguilar, who could not complete the alley play. They're joined by Terence Romeo, Troy Rosario. For more on Vietnam and the Philippines, he turned it over to Sel Guevara.
Despite taking good care of the ball in the first half, Gilas Pilipinas wants to clean up their turnovers from overpassing. According to the coaches, nasobran sila sa unselfish basketball in the first 2 quarters. So expect the Philippine team to clean that up here in the third and fourth. Back to you, James.
I want to get a report to Sel Guevara. And beast mode against Calvin Abueva with that come from behind block.
Ito naman, nag-duty si, hindi pa nga umiinit itong si Terence Romeo sa labas. And that's a nice play. Nobody defending the basket.
And Lengok too soars and scores for 2 points, making it 53-31. Zone pa rin ang depensa ng Vietnamese. Alley-oop, no. Aguilar puts it down.
Kung hindi ko makakuha sa taas, ibaba ko muna and then show my jumping ability. Pero yung jumping jack yan, si Aguilar at saka si Troy Rosario.
Pull-up jumper is good. Back-to-back hits for Vietnam. That time it was Tran Du Lin.
Maayos rin ang kanyang numbers in this tournament. Almost 10 points a ball game and 4 rebounds.
Abueva crosses over to his left side, puts it up, got fouled on the drive.
And he'll go to the free throw line. He should be given continuation there.
Take a look at Chapit Aguilar punishing the rim. 2 hands for safety. And this play is so nice, you gotta see it twice.
Substitution for Vietnam.
Number 11, that's Dang Tai Ho coming into the ball game.
Calvin Abueva, leading scorer of Gilas Pilipinas, scoring over 15 points a game. And that first free throw brought to you by Smart. Going back to Sel Guevara's report, Dr. J, and talking about smart, it has to be smart decisions para sa Gilas Pilipinas from this point on. Tulad nga, inabanggit ng coaching staff, we can't be too unselfish. There has to be ball movement, yes, but if there's a scoring opportunity,
we should. And besides, I think we have enough rebounders, even if we miss a shot. As long as we know the guy that's taking the swing, we will have offensive rebounding position players.
Nakita nyo kanining stats si Calvin Abueva, tournament long and against Malaysia. Laying off two, driving, dishing to Nguyen Van Hong. Cross court, through, guarded by Romeo. Bibigyan ng pick. Pulls up, long two. This is that one. Aguilar nakakuha ng rebound. Forward pass, Troy Rosario. Tips it, Romeo. Waiting for more blue shirts. Then it's up high. Javed got fouled.
Foul is on number 10, Willie Van Hook. That's his second foul.
They're looking for Javed Aguilar cutting to the basket. Take a look at Coach Dante Hill. And this free throw from Javed Aguilar, brought to you by Smart. Javed Aguilar, again a member of the Gilas Filipinas national team, has been for the longest time. So more than, of course, a highlight waiting to happen, Dr. J. Isa sa mga roles na kailangan po na ni Javed Aguilar, of course, is a rim protector, and whenever he's on the floor, an experienced leader because he has been in those big matches internationally.
Yep. We had a loose ball foul there after the free throw shot. It's going to be converted. It was on Troy Rosario. See the Filipino Gilas players talking to each other on defense, which is a very good sign for the team.
Here's Langok 2. Jumper wouldn't fall. Abueva, sumungkit ng rebound. Siya na rin ang magtatawid. Calvin driving hard. Only one thing in his mind, get to the basket, and got fouled again.
Alam niya kaya niyang lusutan lahat ito eh. Tsaka yung konting pagkaya. Tapos pag nakarinig ng free throw, binibitawan niya. Kasi a big field day here. But he misses that one.
When you have a guy like Calvin Abueva, Dr. J, at ikaw si Coach Chot, merong mga panahon na kailangan you have to rein him in a bit, pero may mga panahon na kailangan mo na siya pakawalan and let him do what he does best.
Well, yeah, in Tagalog you say, kailangan minsan i-rendahan mo yan. No? Parang bata rin maglaro yan, full of energy.
Yeah.
Pero you cannot like that. You know, sabihin mo, talo na siya sa depensa no, pero hinabol pa rin niya at natapik pa niya.
Gilas whipping the ball around. Romeo. Double cross. Aguilar in the paint for two.
Tuwa si Aguilar sa kapaso ng kanyang kakampi.
And this non-stop cheer brought to you by Gulf Oil Power Track Motorcycle Oils. Makes your bike run like a super bike with higher power retention all the time. Langok 2. Pinapantin niya yan. RR Pugoy. Inside they go. Reverse. Denied. Last touch on Trio. At bola babalik sa Gilas Pilipinas.
Nabalik dito yung isang Nguyen. Yung fan naman ito. Pinahinga dito yung isang kanyang guy. They were scoring very well, si Fran Buling. Tama rin naman yung ginagawa niya dahil limited ang lineup mo. Kailangan pahingahin mo rin yung mga players mo. Although we're only in the third quarter.
Just speaking of lineup, Dr. J, Vietnam is actually the oldest team here in the SEABA tournament. As Pagoy knocks it down. Big play brought to you by PLDT Home Fiber. Upgrade to home's most powerful broadband. Van Hook, quick move against Aguilar. Sweeping, buck shot, gets it to go. Romeo, sinalubong agad the trio, gives it up. Abueva, Rosario. Balik sa basket Terence, 13 left to shoot. So Terence gets it to go on the teardrop. (66-35). Wala nang 6 na minuto natitira sa ikatlong yugto. Van Hook gusto tumrabaho kontra kay Javed, but lost the ball. Another turnover for Vietnam.
You shut down his right side, he really has a lot of problem coming back to the left. I found out that he only started learning to play basketball at 28 years old.
Yeah.
He's the oldest guy right here. I think 35 na yata ito. So, ang kanyang game talaga is taekwondo.
Yeah, two-time...
Five-time daw sa
Southeast Asian Games and then sa Olympics
and then
twice.
They competed in the Olympics. Yeah? So, huli na siya. Si Jason, gamit ulit dito.
Di ko lang alam kung Manny Pacquiao levels like yung popularity niya sa Vietnam because he is, of course, a big hero as a Taekwondo Jin.
Takatik naman katawan niya, so parang
Solid.
heavyweight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sabi ni Fajardo, can't fool me twice on that reverse. Castro forward, turns it over. Scoring opportunity for Trill, spots up and knocks it down. And that's a three-point shot brought to you by PLDT Home Fiber. Upgrade to home's most powerful broadband.
Specialty of the house para sa kanya. And that with a lot of confidence because there was going to be no rebound for them if he missed that.
Although it's still a 30-point lead para sa Gilas. Gustong dagdagan ni Matthew Wright. Three-point shot brought to you by PLDT Home Fiber. Upgrade to home's most powerful broadband.
There's a puntos na. Had 5 points early for us. Actually 8. Dalawang 3-point shots sa isang 2.
Almazan nakakuha ng rebound. At ito ang ating 5 on the floor. Brought to you by Cobra. Simula na ang labanan ng tunay na lakas.
Kala ko hindi tatawagan. I mean, there was no way 2 guys that small could stop a behemoth with the power of Jumar Fajardo at that spot.
We've yet to see Jumar Fajardo be fully unleashed, but maybe when we come back, because there is a timeout brought to you by Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan.
Well, earlier you saw on the screen siya FIBA Emeritus para sa Southeast Asia. Kasama yung sa SBP. I also saw Ricky Palu, who's the treasurer pala dito. Again, I miss the presence of our presidente when si Al Panligo. He was here, however, last night. And I'm sure they'll be there. We had a very good crowd when I was watching on TV last night. We had a very good crowd against Thailand. Obviously, championship bukas, if we go on to win this ball game, well, even if we lose this ball game, we still be championship, no? Because winner over the other yan. Kung tatalunin natin ng Indonesia.
Ooh, dangerous sequence there.
Kasi ano daw yata, no, medyo kanina naglaro na yung mga dalawang players ng Indonesia na hindi nakakalaro. So,
Arky Wisnu, Jamar Johnson.
Jamar Johnson, so we should see a nice competition tomorrow.
Right, bobbing and weaving his way through the defense. Maliksi, Almazan, titira sa labas. Bang!
His best scoring night so far with Gilas Filipinas. No? Tuwa-tuwa siya dahil kumpiyansado niya yung laro niya ngayon. No? Yung malaki na 6'7", tumitira ng 3-point shot.
Somewhere, his teammates Jeff Chan, Gabe Norwood must be smiling.
Sila Bo, Belga.
Lalo na si Bo Belga.
Sila Jeff, si dati niyang kasama si Kinyahan, 3-point shooter rin yun. Ito naman si Maliksi. Always looking, nice pass, another one. Pesta si ngayong araw
12 puntos para kay rock and roll Raymond Almazan. And Gilas Pilipinas running up the score 77-38. Pull up over Junmar. Back irons it. Alexi up high for the rebound. Ito na naman ang Gilas sumatakbo. Right for 3. Bang!
He's just been unstoppable from the outside. You can see Andre Blash. They're sitting on the bench. Parang tinataas rin mo naman. 3-point shot. We're having a field day watching his teammates shoot that kind of shot. Really one of the things that we miss in our last, of course, sila Jeff Oakland, but we also miss another good shooting guard. A guy that is very consistent sa 2 position or even 3 na talagang tumitira ng malayo.
Ito si Matthew Wright, very creative off the dribble. Dr. J. So he's not just a spot-up guy. Outside right. Back-to-back hits.
Alam na alam ni Jason kung nasaan siya. Of course, if you watch the Filipino Gilas, you will see at the back of Jason William. Yun ang kanyang passport name. Yun ang kanyang name sa FIBA.
83-38 lead para sa Gilas. Corner jumper won't fall.
Privado, taga-rebound at taga-pasa na lang sa kanila. And look at Castro pushing it up. Uy, huli ngayon.
Chance for Vietnam to score here. So, sabi ni Tran Vulin, hintay muna nakakampi. They swing it over to Dang Thai Hong. Trying to cross up Raymond Almazan. 7 left to shoot.
Yung pala marunong magdepensa sa perimeter yun dahil maganda kanyang foot. Oop.
Gets that one to roll in.
83-40 with a minute and 19 seconds left dito sa ating third quarter. Choke up win number 5 no, para sa Pilipinas.
At banggitin lang natin ulit, Dr. J, no Andre Blatches this game. As Fajardo takes it strong underneath.
Calls on number 15, Rick Daniel. That's his first foul.
Sometimes Jumar just has to remind the opposition of who he is and what he can do.
Yeah, because he's been doing a lot of passing for his teammates and just rebounding and defending. Well, he's setting himself up also for the game tomorrow.
2 free throws for Jumar Fajardo.
Jumar is a 3-time PBA MVP.
He has 2 points now thanks to that free throw, but 10 rebounds.
3-time na ba? No, 3-time.
3 times. Dr. J, and 3 straight.
3 straight. Baka 4 straight pa na. Depending on how far his team goes. And they're also doing well.
Binagit na nga ni El Presidente, Mon Fernandez.
That he will
Sky's
surpass.
the limit, yeah.
He will surpass that 4 that Mon and Alvin Patrimonio has.
Nakakakilig yun, Dr.
Well,
J.
obviously, if he
Diba?
doesn't get hurt, and we pray he does not get hurt.
Nakakakilig yun, Dr. J, when an all-time great, not just any all-time great compliments you, but it's Mon Fernandez himself.
Yep.
Oh, they have to force this one.
11 rebounds.
Oh, look at Chunma. He's going to play point guard now. No, gets it up to Castro. I thought he was going to set up a play. Here's Fajardo. No, thought about it. Castro, sasaksak. Sidestep, kick out. Maliksi, susubok. Almazan underneath for 14 points.
This game for him since he joined Gilas. Remember, this team also had some tune-up games with the PBA All-Stars. No? Kaya malaking tulong rin sa kanila yun sa prepara nila.
Crowd trying to distract the Vietnamese. 5 left to shoot para sa Gilas. They foul Jason Castro.
That's not good. Galing penalty. Free throws coming up here for Jason. Hindi yata alam ng player na nag-foul. He just didn't want a fast break to emanate from that move of Castro. No?
Well, again, for the Vietnamese, you have to expect the crowd being a factor here, trying to distract you.
Hindi, kaya naman nila binibilang. Yun talagang shot clock winding down. Tinutulungan pa nga kayo na tumira kayo eh. Baka hindi nyo alam, aabuti na kayo ng oras.
Ito si Trio Handman was talking to his teammates to just, stay focused. As Castro counts 2 free throws. Biggest lead of the game, 89-40. And that last heave, amagatin sa atin sa 4th and final quarter. Gilas Pilipinas flexing their might up big after the first 3 quarters of action, 89-40. And we will be right back for more on the 2017 SEABA Championship.
Started the 4th period, ball possession to Vietnam.
And this 4th quarter is brought to you by Cobra Energy Drink by Laban Ka. We welcome you back to the Smart Araneta Coliseum. Big 89-40 advantage para sa Gilas Pilipinas. Korte sa Vietnam. Maraming salamat po. Mula Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, iisa ang ating sigaw. Laban Pilipinas, puso. Ako si James Velasquez kasama si Dr. J. Andy Howe. An avalanche from Gilas Pilipinas in the 3rd.
Yeah, we blew them away their exceptional shooting from 3-point territory and penetration. Missing this one, however. We were 70% so far in the game from 3-point shots until that miss.
Halalo on the teardrop. Dininis pa yung ring.
Ang kulang dito ng karamihan ng ating mga Southeast Asian neighbors is the concept of defensive. Yeah. Kulang na kulang sila dyan. I mean, they allow their opponents to do what they want to do. And obviously, ang ating coaching staff there, led by Coach Jot Reyes, is very strong. Talking about John Mucci, talking about Josh Reyes and Jimmy Alapad. They work hard, especially si John, because he's parang na chief scout now for them. No?
Kasi mga kwarta, meron pa Jimmy Alapag to guide you.
And Jimmy is always, of course, guys like Halalan, you take him under your aegis. Thank you.
8.5
Bigs,
seconds on the
meron
shot
kang
clock.
Andre Blatch na tutulong sa'yo. Pero bago natin pag-usapan yan, let's hear from courtside with Sel Guevara.
Sa sobrang paghanga ng Vietnam sa Pilipinas, we saw the Vietnam bench na natatawa na lang kanina. But back to the huddle, the head coach Dante Hill is taking advantage of playing against a dominant team and a crowd favorite para masanay ang mga players sa ganyang mga pressures in the court. At ang sabi niya, lock in and focus mentally on the game. Back to you, James.
Maraming salamat, Sel Guevara. And that's been the running story throughout the SEABA tournament. Yung mga taga-Malaysia, there's a picture na Terence Shaw. And of course, all the opponents enjoying this experience to be competing with the Gilas Pilipinas national team. This could have a similar effect tulad dun sa 1992 Dream Team on the rest of the world.
Of course. Katulad ng Angola. Ginulpinan ni Barty, nakipag-litrato pa.
Tapos yung yung mga sumunod na generation, Dr. J,
Yeah.
na napanood yung ganong klase ng competition.
You know, but you talk about Magic Johnson, you talk about Michael Jordan, you talk about Larry Bird. Those are players that are forever etched in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Dami nun. I think David Robinson was also part of the Patrick Ewing.
Oh, Maliksi trying to save it, crashes to the first row, but ball will stay.
I see three referees are gonna confer if tama yung tawag nila, and eventually, yes, they give the ball to Vietnam. I think tomorrow, in the game against Indonesia, we might see a lot of this kind of trapping and pressure defense from the backcourt. Because you want to force turnovers and then challenge yung point guards nila if they can be able to bring down the ball.
Bilang isang koponan, Dr. J, where is this version of Gilas Pilipinas from? More than the size and the talent, of course. But you see them as
It depends kasi the competition here is not the Asian Games. So this is where I'm much more familiar with. Malakas naman yun.
oh, pull-up jumper. That's good for Lengok, too.
Still a long way to go for this team. Coach Chot knows that. Oh, what a beautiful
pass! And what a finish! (95-42) under 8 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter.
And that's going to be a foul. Yung sayang yan eh. He already did everything correct. Pero binanggapan niya yung katawan. You gotta learn how to trap without fouling. You know, FIFA referees are gonna make calls that maybe PBA referees do not make.
Yeah.
So you better make that adjustment.
Was defending aggressively without fouling.
Yeah.
Swin Van Home tries to get it underneath Almazan.
Don't let him go right, which is what Almasan did not do in that play.
Look at Swin Van Home and Almazan. Sporting gesture.
Kanina kasi nawakan mo yan eh. He picked up his third personal foul. Now we go a little bit smaller and a little bit quicker with Abueva coming in. And he's gonna be just running that down the ground here again. 7 minutes and 22 seconds left.
Although it seems that Swin Van Home, his free throw is not his best part of his game, as his free throw is brought to you by Smart. Oh, gets one to roll in.
9 points in the ball game for him. Wala pa sa kanilang player nasa double figures. No? Wala pa. But they have 43 points. Halalan with his favorite shot.
Whether you call him the Cyclone or the bus driver, Gio Halalon continues to take people to school. Van Hook, poposi kay Abueva. Calvin wants that matchup.
It's troubling.
Knock two.
Actually, dalawang beses siya nag-travel bago pumito itong si referee Jack ng Macau. The first move already was traveling.
Yeah. And for Vietnam, it's all about building on the positives of this experience going forward. Kailangan big picture yung tingin mo, Dr. J.
Yeah, well, if you're gonna start, again, this is another country that doesn't really play this game. But eventually, papasok yan. The important thing is to get the players and then get the training. And that's why they have that kind of a coach. Obviously, maghahanap ng mga players. And they don't have good outside shooting. Not enough.
Oh, Van Hoog determined to get to the paint. So Rosario secures the basketball. 97-43. Gilas Pilipinas with the lead. Abueva, side step. Oh, there's a collision.
Wala na siya napasahan din.
Kuha pa rin natin. That elicits a laugh from this crowd. Screen para kay Halalos. Bounce pass Rosario. Labas kay Pogoy. Pogoy for three. Short. Van Hong looking for a friend. Granville magtatawid. Gets it to Nguyen. To Horace Nguyen.
Ito naman yung three-point shooter pero hindi na umaakit. Three.
Abueva almost taking it away from Nguyen Van Hong. Gets in the way of Nguyen, but there's a foul, says the referee.
Good foul. Well, the 14th foul.
First foul, 14th foul for the Philippines.
First foul only for Calvin Abueva, the Beast. Balik dito sa laro si Nguyen. Isang Nguyen. Not as prolific as a scorer as the other Nguyen, number 10. Probably their biggest player also, tallest player.
Rosario ngayon, nagbabantay kay Nguyen Van Hong. Kicks outside.
Nice.
Nguyen on the reverse.
Good substitution coming into the ball game, creating a shot.
Maliksi, libre. Abueva taking it away from everybody. Pogoy floats it up and in.
Ito yung mga player natin na parang lahat sanay sa larong ganito.
99-45. Gilas Pilipinas upping the total here. Ayan, tao-tao yung pinapakinggan sa Gilas Pilipinas. Vietnam indulging them, trying to take them on one-on-one. And timeout whistled on the floor. 99-45. Gilas Pilipinas still up. Timeout brought to you by Chucks to Go. Ang nag-isang mano ng bayan. Saan man kayo naroon, we hope you're enjoying this game between Gilas Pilipinas and Vietnam. With under 5 minutes remaining, it's Gilas Pilipinas in control, 99-45.
Gilas Pilipinas in the penalty for the first time in this ball game. Quite early, you would say, at 4:53. That's why we have shooting free throw shots. Itong si Nguyen.
Horace Nguyen is 2 for 4 from the free throw line.
I think we'll get to about 120 points again today. Maybe 115. Depende if they want to shoot. Lalo just using the high kick. That's why I said the concept of defense kulang na kulang pa itong Vietnam. Doon natin talong-talo yung mga Southeast Asian countries.
Abueva extending his defense on Horace Nguyen. Look at Gilas Pilipinas close out. Dan Nguyen. Back to Lingok 2. 2 left to shoot. Lets it fly from way downtown. Si Abueva kukuha ng rebound.
Watch him push it up.
Above everybody, Calvin Abueva is beasting and feasting inside the big dome.
You know, during the timeout, sinabi na ni Coach Chot na si Calvin ang parang timon dyan sa ibabaw. He's gonna be like a wiper there, always playing defense. And then maybe get the defensive rebound after the miss.
Agaw pa ni Calvin. Halalo, no look pass to Pogoy.
Tama sa muso si Roger.
Sorry against si Gio Halalo. Abueva asking for it. Pinabantayan ni Tan Nguyen. Lays it up, right hand, gets the friendly roll.
No more action for Andre, no more action for Jason Castro, not even for Terence Romeo.
Yeah,
Just enough for Junmar Fajardo to get double figures in rebounds. Pati si Japet, pahinga na rin.
Of course, looking ahead to the game against Indonesia, who will be coming in full force already.
Yeah.
Dr. J, so that's going to be a good one as Pogoy sails but could not score.
Siguro marami-raming tao. Yesterday was a very nice crowd here I was watching on TV, and I would expect that again tomorrow. A little, and of course, maybe more. as we close down our hosting of this FIBA tournament. No?
Of course, Ling Ok-2, flyby, goodbye on the pull-up.
Kasi nagalaw yun. No? Good shot fake and then one extra dribble, get into a better position. Maayos tumira yun.
Lefty shooting guards, Ling Ok-2. Malalon passes inside. Rosario will convert.
See all that devastation coming from the penetration of the point guard or the two guard and then the easy drop-off. But you have the movement coming from the weak side. So yung depensa parating nakatingin doon sa taong may bola, no?
Ok-2. Pamas sa labas. And these last 2 minutes brought to you by Smart. Dan Nguyen. On a fishing expedition.
A little bit too aggressive for Calvin. The guy had no opposition to get a shot. He only had 1 second left on the shot clock on that play.
And again, with under 2 minutes left, looking ahead, Dr. J against Indonesia. It is going to be a good one. As this free throw from Nguyen Tan is brought to you by Smart.
Pasok rin ulit.
How big of a factor, Dr. J, will be Arki Wisnu and Jamar Johnson? Of course, Jamar Johnson coming off a splendid season.
I didn't see them play. They played today against in Myanmar. Pero mahina naman yung Myanmar. I think they're the weakest team. They have not won ball game. They've been waylaid by every team in this tournament. So it's difficult to say. But of course, kung sana lalo na yung national team player yung isa. So syempre, will be a big help and they'll give confidence also to their teammates.
Wisnu naglaro sa isang NCAA Division 3 school.
Yep.
Nguyen Tan on a series of fakes, fades away and puts it away.
Only a minute and 17 seconds left.
First guy in double digits for Vietnam. Alexi whipping it to Calvin Abueva. Calvin on the crossover. Almost got it to go.
Nasubukan siya.
Down low.
He passed up on the three-point shot because he knew he could get by his man. You still need 3 points to get to 110. And we've muffed our last 2 offensive plays.
Like you mentioned, Dr. J, a chance for Gilas Filipinas to rest most of the starters and to try different things.
Well, it's also obvious yung Indonesian team would also be scouting us, no?
They did. They were actually seated just across from us.
Especially their coaches, no? Kung hindi man yung mga players. May not even try to attempt. Great applause from the Filipino crowd who's been very supportive of this Gilas team. I think they're also very happy na magandang laro nila Almasan, ng ating mga local players, Calvin, Gio, maayos rin ng laro. 24-second shot clock violation. Ball will go to Vietnam for their last attempt here.
Expectations for tomorrow, Dr. J.
We win by 20-something.
But of course, it's going to be an interesting matchup between the 2 undefeated teams here in the 2017.
Yeah, the championship team, whatever you say. But let's not be overconfident. Let's concentrate. They will prepare. They'll probably have a shootout in the morning.
And Gilas Filipinas, big win against Vietnam, 107-52, and we definitely turned it on when we needed.